Boebert switches congressional districts, avoiding a Democratic opponent who has far outraised her. Representative Lauren Boebert announced Wednesday that she will be switching congressional districts, avoiding a likely rematch against a Democrat who has far outraised her. And following an embarrassing moment of groping and vaping, as you do, that shook even her loyal supporters down to their private parts where she was willing to grab them. So, yeah, look, she used to be in the 3rd district in Colorado. She's now switching to the 4th district, I believe. And basically, she's gonna get that ass kicked. And she was like, I'm out of here. I'm going to go to this plus 29 Republican district to guarantee that I win. So, all right. Just say you're a coward. Just say you're a coward.
Well, so she's obviously a coward running to a safe district to run so she can try to hold on to her seat, and which is no guarantee. She does have to run in a primary against somebody. So I've thought about this because I don't like the whole district switching thing. It's one thing if the state draws new lines and your current district as it was constituted doesn't exist and you have to run in a different one that's similar. That I understand. If you're voluntarily switching districts, to me, that kind of runs counter to the whole what are we doing here sort of thing.
I agree.
I figured out a solution. I was racking my brain trying to think of a way that we could solve this, and of course, the solution that I arrived at was brought to us by the fine folks in the NCAA, college football specifically.
Okay.
So typically, the way college football works, if you have a student athlete that plays on a football team or a basketball team, I think it's true of any sport really, and that person's like, you know what? I don't want to go to this school anymore. Maybe I thought I was going to be the starting quarterback, but now this other guy's a starter, and I want to go somewhere where I can start. They can transfer to another university. Okay. But as part of the transfer process, when they get to the new university, they are forced to do what's called redshirt for their first year at that university, where they're not allowed to play the first year that they're there, as basically a punishment for transferring schools. So I think the way you solve this is you have redshirt Congress people, where if you want to transfer districts, you can, but you cannot run in the upcoming election. You have to wait until the following election to be able to run for a seat in a new district and do whatever the fuck you want to do for 2 years while you wait. I think that's how you solve the district swapping problem.
No. I think you make this much worse. Much worse. Yes. I like your red shirt idea. Allow me to take it a little bit further. No, you don't have to wait. You can transfer. You can do, I'm going District 3. We're going to District 4, baby. What are we doing? You can go. But you immediately become redshirted. And if you win, you can't vote on anything. So you are taking up a seat for 1 year in Congress, and you can't vote on anything. So welcome to Congress, Lauren Boebert. In District 4, you can do nothing for a year. You're not on any committees. You just hanging out. You just got to go in and you
show up and you hang out in the back of the room and listen.
Yeah, you're essentially live action shadow banned from Congress. You don't get to do anything. You don't get to vote on any committees. You don't get to sit in on any hearings. You don't get to do anything. You just hanging out. And you can go to the fucking cafeteria in the middle of the day. But you still take a seat. But you still take that seat. So Republican voters have to decide, is having you there so worth it that they lose a vote for a year just to get you there? Or you can say, I'm going to do that district, but I'll take a year off. That's up to you. But you can get that seat. And by the way, that's your first year. So you get 2 years right before the election. So you're in, right? That after fucking year one is over, you're a normal congressperson again. But you got to sit with this blank fucking seat for a year.
I got to tell you, I liked my idea. I love your idea, because then if you're running a fucking primary against somebody, they can be look, you vote her in, she ain't gonna be able to fucking do shit for you. She's just gonna sit there and fucking talk. Exactly. I can actually vote on shit.
Right, because what it makes voters decide is, do they like the person or do they want somebody who can do
who's actually representing them,
right?
In Congress.
Right, because I would make the argument that if that were instituted right now, Lauren Boebert would lose. Because I think she believes that she's so good and everyone loves her so much that that's why she can come in, walk into this primary and fucking kick ass. But if you can't do the job, the fuck I want you for? Like, I want somebody to do the job. I don't give a shit about your personality. Now, somebody like Trump, like, they would vote for him and let him sit there as a redshirt for a year because they love him. I think it would be an interesting thing. Like, you could switch. But you gotta be a redshirt for a year. Like, come aboard. Now go sit down. You don't get to do shit. You're like nothing.
I like and if you think about it, if they get voted out, like if they lose in the primary, then my idea is happening anyway because they're not going to be able to sit in the seat until the next election. So like you kind of get the best of both worlds in a lot of ways. At least the point is there should be some kind of tangible penalty for district switching.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think the idea, like, I really like that red shirt idea. Like, I think it's great because look, if you want to switch and you want to fucking like you want to get right back into it, there should be a cooling off period. If you want to switch, you got to sit it out for a year or sit it out for 2 years, or you could even say a year for like a special election comes or whatever. I'm fine with that, but you got to sit it out at least a year before switching districts. If you're so sure. Like because the only reason you're changing district is because you know you'll lose in this other one.
Correct.
You're not moving
that is the only reason anyone would switch districts.
Yep. Yeah. No, redshirt them. I 100%. I love that idea. Like I love it. I don't watch sports. I'm not a true blue American, but I love that idea. That's very, very good. So there you go.